Natural Resources Conservation Service is an agency under the United States Department of Agriculture. We provide technical and financial assistance to farmers and landowners to conserve their natural resources. We partner with the Washington County Soil Conservation Districts, which all districts are contained in the 95 counties in the state of Tennessee. That allows us to work on private landowners' properties, being with the federal government. Conservation and Technical Assistance is one of our largest programs where we can conduct financial-free technical assistance to address resource concerns on individuals' properties. These programs are voluntary. We work through the districts to come out and assist you in assessing your resource concerns. Our resource concerns are considered an acronym we call SWAPA: soil, water, air, plants, animals, humans, and energy. When you're looking at your property and trying to decide the best ways forward, please consult with your local conservation field office. We're glad to meet with you, either on site, or another good alternative is to come and visit the service center. Meet your district conservationist or your soil conservationist, and you're also your district board members. Come in, let's communicate, let's talk about your goals, your resources that are on hand, and by doing that, we look at our web soil survey, look at what the limitations of your property may be. We always start with the soil. A lot of people like to want to look at production of forages. That soil site, the web soil survey, will assist us in that. We can review your soils, see what the production levels are, see what the limitations are. Example, slope, or maybe droughtness. We can look at all those in-house, and get a better picture of when we do a site visit on what your goals are and how much we can accomplish there. Two of our programs that are priorities in this area, number one is the Environmental Quality Incentives Program. That's what we sort of call the Fix-It program. This program is loosely based off a 75% cost share, based off of actually a payment schedule, where we up front complete a conservation plan, and then we look at best management practices on your farm. By using that payment schedule, we can give you an upfront cost of what our cost share would be on installing those best management practices. We have a lot of funding availability through different categories: beginning farmers, limited resource farmers, disaster areas, cropland conversions. We have different funding cycles for different issues that we may be encountering. Second most popular program is a Conservation Stewardship Program. This program is more of a reward program. We look at a holistic approach upon your farm, and we look at it and we give you credit for the conservation practices and the resource concerns that's already addressed on your farm. And then we enhance those. We use enhancements to look beyond the existing practices and make things even better. This program, currently in its state now, has a base payment. That base payment is currently $4,000 a year, plus the cost share on the enhancement that you're going to conduct. This program is a 5-year program. It is set, land uses have to stay the same for the 5 years, and once the 5 years is completed, we've installed all the practices, then we can turn around and we can renew that program. So it gives landowners the benefit of doing a good job and then enhancing on top of that. We do small scale, large scale. The only requirement I would say that exists is you have to be actively engaged in farming. Now that definition is very broad. We look at everything from garden sites all the way to dairy farms, beef operations, row crops. Land use wise, we have you're going to qualify if you're actively engaged. Those requirements do require eligibility through the Farm Service Agency. We need a farm and tract number. We need the eligibility 901s, adjusted gross incomes. Those are completed through the Farm Service Agency, next our sister agency with USDA. Once the eligibility is cleared, We receive applications year-round. Once the applications are in, they will set a ranking deadline. That ranking deadline usually is at the end of a calendar year, usually mid-December. Once those applications are received, then we turn around and we do what we call a KCARD assessment, which is an environmental assessment on ranking your application. These programs are competitive. There's some depending on what funding pool you are in. Depends on if you're competing with everybody in the state of Tennessee or if you're just competing in the area that we're in. Or it could even be local. You're just competing with the people in the county. If you get it pre-approved, you will receive a contract to sign, and then the implementation will start after that. Some of the priority resource concerns that we address through EQIP is prescribed grazing. We have a lot of beef farms in this county. A lot of the issues that we have is plant variety being lack of, water distribution, heavy use areas to feed upon. So in our conservation planning, we will design a grazing system that will install water facilities, usually within every 800 feet, so we can better utilize the grazing that we have there. This diversifies plant life, helps spread nutrients across smaller paddocks, better grazing, uniform grazing throughout the fields. We look at and all the infrastructure that makes that happen: interior fencing, pipeline, water tank. We also are not limited to drilling wells, pumping plants, whatever we need to do to create that grazing plan. A alternative to that is a lot of people the resource concern is maybe an old livestock pond that's there. So we're going to exclude that. We're going to keep that fresh water, that surface water fresh, clean it up, especially livestock health. Keep them out of that muddy area, provide them fresh, clean water to drink, and then provide wildlife habitat around that pond for other natural wildlife. A few years ago, our initiative was with truck crop farmers. There was a big push to incentivize people to use farmers markets. We have a lot of small-scale farmers that are growing vegetables and other crops and selling at the farmers market. So seasonal high tunnels become very popular to prolong the growing season for those individuals. We can start earlier with our crop production and also end later. This provides small-scale farmers the ability to produce more and to provide this at the local farmer market or even at the regional markets. We have a lot of customers that sell over in Asheville, North Carolina. The seasonal high tunnels are they have come up in popularity in the last, approximately 10 years. They are high tunnels. They're not greenhouses. We do require them to be the vegetation to be grown into the soil profile. There are some requirements on the sizes. There's no minimum size. We go up to 3,000 square feet as a max per landowner currently. If your resource concerns grow, if your garden grows, then that's not to say that we cannot come back later and address that resource concern too. So it's not one size fits all. We work with the resource concern that exists, and then if your operation grows, then we can grow with you. NRCS can provide technical assistance to any landowner anywhere. We've covered resource concerns. I've actually addressed soil erosion behind people's homes being caused by guttering issues. Frequently today, we've looked at a lot of pond sites for people that's wanting recreational ponds. There's really no restrictions on technical assistance that we can provide based off the land use that you have and the resource concerns that you have. If your resource concerns fall under soil, water, animal, plants, air, then we can address those. We can do technical service provides alternatives, different ways of handling it, and trying to fix the issue that's at hand. All this is at no cost. Technical service is at no cost. You do not have to participate in a program. We will be glad to come and do a site visit and just be concerned with you on what your issues are. Always remember the programs are voluntary. They're not required. I tell all of our students this. The only obligation you have to us is once you sign a contract for money. Once you sign a contract for money, then we are going to push you to complete that contract. Otherwise, there's no obligation. This is a tax-funded service that we provide, and it can be everything from decision-making on what resource concerns you have, and all the way up to implementing them and supervising them being completed. So the Natural Resources Conservation Service provides technical service with a host of specialists: agronomists, soil scientists, soil conservationists, agriculture and civil engineers, a geologist. So we have all those resource specialists at our local level to work with you on any resource problems that you may have. To contact your Natural Resources Conservation Service Center, there's two avenues. You can either visit our websites, www.nrcs.usda.gov. My preference would be to visit your local service center. You can make an appointment with the soil conservationists on staff, come in, sit down, discuss topics. You don't have to have a resource concern. Come in and just find out what we do. Come in and just small talk, tell us about your goals, tell us about your operation, what your dreams are, what your goals are, and then let us provide the resources for you on your farm. So NRCS site visits, we're going to come out, we're going to listen to your concerns, we are going to inventory the resource concerns that you have, look at what resources are good, what resources are bad, and then ask you how you want to pursue those. Usually in this area in Washington County, a farm visit usually consists around an hour of just walking over and talking about the issues that you have, or where your goals, where you want to be, and how we can accomplish those. This is like after Sunday church. This is a gathering of ideas, discussion. There's no rights, there's no wrongs. We're just trying to provide you with the most information that we can in a very relaxed atmosphere, giving you the ammunition to move forward as you want. NRCS in Washington County consists of multiple agencies. We have NRCS, we have the Washington County Soil Conservation District, TWRA, Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, and we also have engineering contractors that are stationed into my office. When you come into our office, we have a wealth of resources available to you. We are government employees. We are federal, state, and local, but we also, in our private lives, we're farmers. 50% of my staff has or are currently actively farming. So the questions that you have are the same questions that we have. We provide you with those resources. I used to raise hair sheep very extensively, very quick learning. I had to go through the learning curve just like local farmers do. It was very eye-opening for me to raise hair sheep. So our staff is experienced with beef, sheep, goats, and then all the normal natural occurrences that we have.